Imagine watching your life savings shrink every single day, not because of a bad decision, but because you trusted the wrong investments. Warren Buffett has a warning, and if you ignore it, you might lose everything. Right now, inflation is quietly eating away your money, but here's the terrifying part. Some of the most popular investments are actually accelerating your loss. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in history, doesn't just avoid them. He spent decades warning people like you to stay far away. In this video, you'll discover what those wealth-destroying assets are, why they seem attractive at first, and what Buffett actually invests in instead, even during inflation. But what comes last in this video is the one asset that trumps them all. Let's begin at the bottom. You think your money is safe in a bank. It's not. Every dollar sitting idle in your savings account, under your mattress, or in a low-interest bond is quietly losing value. And here's the twist. The more inflation rises, the faster that safe money burns. Warren Buffett calls this the worst investment you can hold during inflation. Why? Because currency-based assets are tied to the very thing that's falling, the dollar. Inflation doesn't just raise prices, it shrinks your purchasing power. Imagine having $100 today and realizing it only buys you $80 worth of goods a year later. That's not investing, that's sinking. But what about assets like gold or real estate? Surely they're safe, right? Not so fast. Gold feels safe. Real estate sounds smart. Art, vintage cars, collectibles, they all look like wealth. But Warren Buffett calls them unproductive assets. Why? Because they don't do anything. They just sit there, hoping someone will pay more later. During inflation, yes, they might hold their value, but they won't grow it. And in a world where prices rise faster than your net worth, stagnation is financial death. Buffett once said, "You can fondle gold, polish it, stare at it, but it won't produce anything." In times like these, you need assets that work for you. So the question becomes, what kind of investments actually fight inflation back? Not all businesses are created equal. Just because you own stocks doesn't mean you're safe. Let's say you own a company that makes chewing gum, and every year you pour in $1,000 to restock inventory. After sales, you make $1,100, a decent 10% return, right? But now inflation hits. Suddenly, that same gum costs you $1,100 to restock. You made nothing. Your returns? Eaten alive. These are businesses with high capital requirements, the kind that demand more and more just to survive. Buffett avoids them. So should you. Even worse are businesses without pricing power, the ability to raise prices without losing customers. If inflation pushes up costs, but the company can't charge more, guess who takes the hit? You, the investor. But what if there was a business that required almost no extra capital and actually thrived during inflation? Let's talk about that next. Now imagine this. A woman spends $1,000 to record a hit song. She puts it on Spotify. Every year, she earns royalties, $100, then $110, then $121, and she never needs to reinvest another dollar. That's not just income. That's inflation-proof cash flow. These are the businesses Buffett loves: low capital needs, strong pricing power, big returns on assets, and brand loyalty that lasts decades. Think Coca-Cola, Apple, Microsoft, or any software company where it costs pennies to sell to millions. And if you leverage these wisely, with a little debt, inflation can actually help you, not hurt you. But even Buffett's favorite businesses don't match this. The best investment during inflation is you, your skills, your ability to earn. Because when the dollar weakens, prices shift, and markets crash, a person who's valuable to others will always be in demand. Whether you're a designer, a coder, a lawyer, or a brain surgeon, your skill set earns in real-time dollars. And the best part? You bought that skill with old dollars from years ago. Now you're being paid in inflated ones. That's not survival. That's leverage. Inflation is scary, but only if you're holding the wrong things. You now know what Buffett avoids and what he buys. You've seen why your income, your investments, and your choices matter more now than ever. So here's your escape plan. Ditch the assets that silently drain you. Focus on productive, inflation-resistant businesses. And most importantly, invest in yourself, because you are the one asset inflation can't destroy, if you play it right. If this opened your eyes, there's more where that came from. Subscribe to the Escape Plan for weekly strategies to protect and grow your wealth, even in times like this. Don't just survive, escape.